What's going on? It is now time for our NFL Week 3 picks. Hopefully we can do so much better than last week when we went 8-8. We had 3 different comeback wins from different teams, and we lost all 3 of those games. So hopefully we don't see any more crazy comebacks like that. The Ravens game killed us, the Raiders game killed us, and then the Jets game killed us. That was like 3 right there off the bat. So let's see if we can clean up these picks here. Starting off on Thursday Night Football, we have the Steelers at the Browns. Surprisingly, both teams are 1-1. The Steelers coming off of a close loss to the Patriots, and the Browns coming off of a badly blown lead to the Jets. The Browns are at home, and they are the 4-point favorite for this game, which seems like a lot. I'm actually going to be taking the Steelers for this game. I don't have it in me to pick the Browns to win after blowing a lead with under 2 minutes to Joe Flacco. So I'm going to pick the Steelers for this game. Their one loss was a close one. Their defense is still pretty good even without TJ Watt. And I think they can get it done. Looking ahead to Sunday, we have the Ravens at the Patriots. The Ravens are, I think they're 2.5-point favorites. Both teams are 1-1. Obviously, the Ravens just blew that lead to the Dolphins. Patriots offense has not been great. Their defense has been pretty good. So here's the problem. Obviously, I am biased to pick the Patriots. Unfortunately, our offense has not really shown that I can produce points. We've scored 7 points and then 17 points in the past 2 games. The Ravens are going to put up points. Whether they blow leads or not, that's up to them. But we do not have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on the Patriots offense. With that being said, I'm still going to pick the Patriots. And we somehow were able to beat them last time we played with Cam Newton as our quarterback, and we held them to like 13 points that game. So I'm still going to go with the Patriots. I'm not going to pick against them. Not yet. So we're going to move on to the next game. We have the Bills at the Dolphins. 2-0 teams, really big divisional game. They're playing in Miami. The Bills are still a 6-point favorite, and I am going with the Bills. The Dolphins, I still think, are a fraud. Although I did see a reverse video of Tua throwing. So it's like a mirror video. So it's like he's throwing with his right hand. And I have to say, the throwing motion looks a lot better when you just reverse the angle. So that's something to keep in mind. But I'm still going with the Bills. The Bills look so good. They look like the most complete team in the NFL right now. I am not picking against them. Next up, we have the Saints at the Panthers. I think the Saints are slight favorites to win this game. 1-1 against 0-2 Panthers. I'm going to have to go with the Saints. I think their defense is still pretty decent, even with Lattimore being suspended. I think he's suspended for 1 game. The Panthers haven't really shown that they can produce points, especially against teams with a defense. So the Saints are the team I'm going with. Next up, we have the Texans at the Bears. The 0-1-1 Texans playing in Chicago. I think I'm going to give the Bears the home field advantage pick for this one, and I think they're just the safest team to pick. I think Justin Fields will be able to put up enough points against the Texans. So yeah, I'll go with Chicago there. Next up, we have the 2-0 Chiefs going against the 0-1-1 Colts. After the Colts getting demolished like 22-0 against the Jaguars, and the Chiefs, playing as well as they have, there is absolutely 0% chance that I'm not picking the Chiefs in this game. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I think the Chiefs will steamroll the Colts. Next up, we have Lions at Vikings. Very interesting game. The Lions really are playing well, and the Vikings are so inconsistent. This is a 1 o'clock game, so Kirk Cousins doesn't have to worry about the bright lights being on him. They are playing in Minnesota. The Vikings are the favorite for this game. But after the Vikings ruining one of my picks last week, losing to the Eagles, I'm going to spitefully pick the Lions because they actually pulled through. We're going to go with the Lions for this game. This is a game I could easily see the Vikings winning. Also, Justin Jefferson hardly got me any fantasy points and cost me my game. So we're going to go with the Lions for this game. But this is one game I really could see the Vikings pulling out. Next up, we have the Bengals at the Jets. Even though the Bengals are 0-2 playing in New York against the 1-1 Jets, I'm still not picking the Jets to win this game. So we're going to go with the Bengals. I don't see them losing to the Jets. I can't pick the Jets against the Bengals. Not with a conscience. Next, we have the 0-2 Raiders at the 0-2 Titans. The Titans historically have been pretty good the past few seasons. They're very well coached. And then you have the Raiders, who have so much potential and have lost 2 games in a row. The last game, I picked them to win, and they blew that one. So I'm a little mad at them. Playing in Tennessee, this makes this a hard game to pick, but just seeing how badly the Titans got manhandled, I'm going to have to pick the Raiders for this game. I don't see Ryan Tannehill having the firepower to score more points than the Raiders. And obviously the Titans' defense isn't that great. It's going to be a lot easier for the Raiders to defend against Ryan Tannehill than, Kyler Murray running circles around them. So we're going with the Raiders on that pick. I just hope they don't let me down this time. One of these teams are going to have to win. So, well, I guess they don't have to. They could tie. Next up, we have the Eagles at Washington. This is going to be my potential upset of the week. I know my potential upset of last week was the Titans over Buffalo, but I still picked Buffalo to win, and they did. For this game, I am going to pick the Eagles to beat Washington. They're playing in Washington, in D.C. But this is also going to be my potential upset of the week. I think if any team is going to upset, it's going to be Carson Wentz playing at home against his old team, his former team, and getting the win. But I'm still going to pick the Eagles for this game. Their defense is playing outstanding. Next up, we have the Jaguars at the Chargers. For this game, I'm definitely going with the Chargers. Chargers playing at home. I just think they're overall the better team, and I'm not going to pick the Jaguars against them. Next up, we have the 425. Really great game, hopefully. Both teams have way fewer offensive weapons than they had last time they played each other, but I'm still hoping for a really good game. This hopefully might be one of my favorite games of the week. We have the Packers at the Buccaneers. Now we have Mike Evans out with a suspension for one game, which makes things interesting. They just signed Cole Beasley, which I think is a great fit. He's kind of like a Julian Edelman type player. Playing against the Packers, who are coming off of a much-needed win against the Bears. However, Brady is a player I'm not betting against, and they are playing in Tampa. So with that being said, I'm picking the Buccaneers. Also, I think the Buccaneers have a slightly better defense. Next up, we have the Rams at the Cardinals. This is tough. It's a divisional game. Both teams have been playing up and down. They'll play some bad quarters and some really good quarters. I don't know. I'm going to just go with the home team here. The 1-1 Cardinals. I'm going to pick with them over the 1-1 Rams because the Cardinals are playing at home. That's the tiebreaker for me. But this is a close game that could go really either way as well. The Rams almost blew a huge lead to the Falcons last week, and the Cardinals barely came back from being down by a lot against the Raiders. So we're going to go with the Cardinals for this game. But I can see this game going either way. Next up, we have the 0-2 Falcons against the 1-1 Seahawks. Seahawks at home. This is a game that the Seahawks could win, but I'm actually going to pick the Falcons for this game. I'm not sure who the favorite is. I think the favorite probably are the Seahawks. I don't know. I think the Seahawks are the favorite. But we're going to go with the Falcons. Their offense has been fairly decent. They've just been outscored because their defense is horrible. But playing against the Seahawks, I don't know. I think the Falcons can pull this off. This should be another close game. I hate these games because both teams just aren't great. but I really think the Seahawks might be able to pull this off. But then again, they're playing in Seattle, which is a tough place to play. We're going with the Falcons. That's what my gut is telling me. I am kind of a Mariota fan. Next up, we have the Sunday night football game, the 49ers at the Broncos. And for this game, I am going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers against the Broncos. The Broncos are playing at home, but they barely could beat the Texans. I think the 49ers have a much better defense, and Jimmy Garoppolo back to save the day. I'm a fan of his as well. So we're going to go with Jimmy G. And then we have the Monday Night Football game where the Giants are 2-0 against the 1-1 Cowboys. The Giants are the favorites to win this game. This is a really tough game for me. I don't know who to pick because I don't trust either team here. I feel like this is a trap game. The thing is, I am going to pick... I'm going to pick the Cowboys for this game. Will I regret this? Quite possibly. But I cannot pick the Giants to go 3-0. So I'm going to pick the Cowboys. And that's all there is to it. And then I've got to give you my lock of the week. So my lock of the week. The first week it was... What was it the first week? The first week my lock of the week was the Vikings over the Packers, which was correct. Last week it was the Ravens over the Dolphins, which was about 10 minutes from it being correct until that horrible thing I don't want to discuss happened. So this week's lock of the week is going to be... I need to think of it now. It can't be like an easy one. It can't be like the Chiefs over the Colts. It has to be something a little better than that. My lock of the week. I had it too, and now I can't even remember what I had said to myself. A good lock of the week. Oh, I don't know. I thought for sure I had one in mind. My lock of the week. My lock of the week is going to be the 49ers over the Broncos. That is my lock of the week. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next time.